Today I'm going to be changing a front strut on an '08 Honda Odyssey. I've already went through the process, so I'm just going to explain to you how to do it. First thing you want to do is support the vehicle with some jack stands after you jack it up in the air. Now I'm doing the front right today, so you'll take off the front right wheel. Now this one had a lock on it, so you have to get the socket in order to get the lug nut lock off. The next thing you want to do is take a jack and support the lower arm right here. Just jack it up a little bit to release the tension. The next thing is to get the sway bar with the nut. Take the nut off of here, attach it right here. It should just pop right out once you get the nut off. Then you'll go to the anti-lock brake line right here, and it goes in that little slot right there. You'll squeeze it with a pair of pliers or a screwdriver, kind of push on the tabs. Just be careful or else you'll break the plastic. Pull that out. Then you come over here to the brake line, just one bolt holding it on. After you've done that, you'll want to go to the top where the cowling is. Take the 3 plastic caps off, and you'll see down in there the other holes where the top mount is mounted to with these 3 bolts. Take those 3 bolts out. Once you do that, you'll come back down here, let the jack down a little bit. Once you let the jack down, the top of the strut should pop out of the top up there, and then you'll be able to take your lower strut bolts out. You can take your first bolt or nut off, and then take your other nut off, the top and bottom, and then once you do that, this should be able to move pretty easily, the spindle, and you'll be able to get your bolts out. Now if you can't do it by hand, then you can just tap them with a rubber mallet to get the bolts out. Then you'll take the strut assembly down a little bit and then bring it out, and then you'll start working on changing it over to the new strut. Now it does require a strut spring compressor to get that spring off. Do not take that nut off the top unless you have the spring compressed, because you'll end up injuring yourself. I use a what you call a strut tamer. It's a 5-minute job to change the assembly over once I get it over there on the machine. If you don't have a strut spring compressor, then you can take it to the local alignment shop or a repair shop of your choice. Ask them to just swap the spring over to the new strut, and it should cost a lot less than if they did the whole process all together. Now once you've gotten the spring on the new strut, then you just basically reverse the process. Basically the first thing that I would do is I would get it up in the hole, and I would loosely tighten the top mount bolts on. Don't tighten them all the way up, I just do it loosely, and then I come back down here and use the jack to jack up the whole assembly until I can center and align the bottom bolts to get them mounted back in. Now once I get those bolts slid back in, then I would go ahead and go up top and tighten up my top mounting bolts, and then just reverse everything else, assemble everything else. Now it usually only takes me about 30 to 45 minutes to change a strut out like this. If you have any questions, then leave a comment and I'll try to get to them. Other than that, thanks for watching my video.